What's good, everybody? It's your boy Server Error 405. I'm here just yapping to 90s chill lo-fi. Hopefully this doesn't get me in trouble. The last time I did yapping and the last time I did the final four, this past, well, I guess it's almost a week now, last episode, Tuesday, got copyright fucking mark, strike, whatever. I don't want to say it was a strike, but it did say copyright, but I don't have any warnings on my account or anything. But yeah, this is what should be fine for me playing this. This isn't anything fucking crazy. I think this is like people could just use this shit for anything. But yeah, it's been a minute since I've done this. It's a little later in the night. I've had a few Steve Weisers, and I'll probably drop this sometime during this week that I'm filming it. So maybe I shouldn't say anything that's topical in this episode. So I could drop this literally like next month, 2 months from now. I don't give any clues away what month this actually is, what day this is, what time. Well, it's late, clearly. Lights are out. You hear my son snoring in the background. Hopefully he doesn't wake up during this. But yeah. Gonna be filming the final four new episode. You guys don't know what day I'm filming it, so it could be any day. But who knows? Maybe I'll drop this later today. What day is that? Who knows? What day? But yeah, I usually get on these yapping podcasts, and I don't really have like anything specific to say. It's kind of like my diary.
Welcome to paradise.
Here's my diary.
Dynamics Platinum
Ads,
here.
advertising.
Membership takes it next
Because
level.
I'm too broke to fucking pay for ad-free YouTube. I mean, I guess I could put on Pandora, but that's copyright stuff. So here we are. So you might hear some ads in the middle of this episode, which won't be too long. I mean, I'm not, I don't really feel like I need to talk for like an hour or whatever. Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I think that's fine. Especially when I don't really have a topic or anything particularly that I'd like to talk about. But I will say this. I have been doing podcasts before people knew what the fuck a podcast was. I always say that shit, and it's true. But I always feel like I've been snake bit my whole life. I'm not going to say I haven't had blessings and good things happen to me in my life, because obviously I've had 4 kids. 3 are adults now. I'm actually a grandfather for people who don't know. I have 2 grandkids. Most people who know me just, they see my youngest. They don't really know about my older kids, and they're adults, and we kind of have like a pretty strained relationship, unfortunately, and I wish it wasn't like that, but it is what it is. That's a whole other episode for another time. But almost 20 years ago, I was doing podcasting on Blog Talk Radio, and I had a lot of different guests on there, a lot of reality people, stand-up comedians, just a lot of just different types of people on. And this was, everyone said yes back then. I could contact VH1 and get whoever I wanted on my podcast, basically. I had, New York from I Love New York. I had, what was her name? Buck Wild on there. I don't know if you guys remember Buck Wild. There was a show called I Love Antonio, and I had Tully, which was Antonio, what was his name? Not Banderas, but Antonio Sabato Jr. If you don't know him, Google him. And I had his ex-wife on there, and that was the whole reality show, and I had her on. Had Real and Chance, if you guys remember Real and Chance. Had them on, a bunch of great stand-up comedians who, I've stayed friends with through the years. Jody Miller, Eliza Schlesinger, which is a really tough name to say, especially if you had one too many alcoholic beverages. Amy Dresner, man, so many. But long story short, I was doing that and doing pretty well. Had a YouTube channel at the time, was over 1,000 subs, and at that point, at that time, YouTube, their restriction, not restriction, let me rephrase that. If you wanted to become a partner on YouTube, you had to hit 1,000 subs, which I did, and had videos that did okay, nothing too crazy, but I made a little bit of money on YouTube, and it was tougher then. Now, over the last I don't know, I think it's like 10 years now, you're just a partner automatically. I don't even think they even use that term anymore. It's just more of just get on there and make content, and if it's good, then we'll pay you, and if it's not, then we won't. But you still have to hit this threshold to get paid. And I think that's in most cases, like with Twitch and TikTok and all that stuff. Anyways, during that time, I went through a divorce, and I had to move, and I moved to Vegas, which any divorcee should do, just move to Vegas. And the content slowed up a bit. Life just lifes. And I just feel like there's been a lot of good things that were going for me, and then just lifes. And then you're just like, fuck, you have to focus on just life. Because it wasn't like I was making like a crazy amount of money or anything like that. Like it was cool, but nothing like I could just not find a real job anymore or just do anything but content. Like I had to work still. But I know if I would have stuck with it along with working, I feel there's no doubt in my mind I would have really done well. But I'm proud to say that I was like one of the first few people that really like one of the forefathers of podcasting. Like I'll never be mentioned because I'm not famous, nowhere near that. And I know there's a lot of guys like me who were around Blog Talk Radio at that time, and we're just doing it. No one really knew what it was. It was all just like, oh, it's an extension of radio. It's an extension of terrestrial radio. And that's how I looked at it, because I've always wanted to do radio. I had a few like radio things that I did at local, UCR out in Riverside. I did a few things there, but my son's giggling in his sleep right now. Like I had a few things, but I've always loved to do radio, and I felt like podcasting was a way to get into that on my own. And, lives. And that's happened to me so many times. So it just makes me just, think to myself, am I snake bit? It's just weird. Like having something good happen for an extended amount of time. It's just like, it's hard for me to be comfortable. Every now and then I feel comfortable with life, but then things happen and then the rug gets pulled. And I'm just like, fucking why? And people who know me know the stuff that's happened over the last few years, and it's not even just COVID. It's just crazy, bro. Like it really is. And I don't ever want to try to like trauma dump. And I've always said like Yappin is basically like my diary. I don't come on here to try to be funny like some people on podcasts. I don't call this the fucking comedy podcast or anything like that. It's just literally me yapping and getting things off my chest. And maybe I'm saying things that might help people who are going through it, or people can learn from some of the mistakes that I've made. And, you know, I'm just fucking a regular fucking guy who would love to do this for a living, and not just for the fame or anything like that, because that's the last thing, honestly. For people who know me for real, like in IRL, like I would never want to be famous, recognized, and harassed, and like I just want to make money. Like I guess it'd be like my dream job, honestly, would be to be a writer on Saturday Night Live. Like I would love to do that. There's no world where I can ever host it. I'll never be that famous, no matter what I do. There's so many famous people out there, like Luca Kaisanat. That would be crazy if he ever hosts Saturday Night Live. That'd be crazy. Or I Show Speed. I think those are the only two guys that are like even remotely close to being on Saturday Night Live. Kai more than Speed, I think. I think Speed's close, but I think Kai is getting more recognized. But yeah, it would be great to do it though. But being able to write for SNL, oh, I gotta fucking skip it. Everybody get Hulu Live. Let's skip it. Hulu Live, sponsor me. But yeah, that's always been like my dream, is just to be on SNL. That's one of my favorite shows growing up. But I would love to write. That would be a fucking dream. I'll take it. And knowing like how many writers for SNL currently would you recognize walking down the street? They're not getting swarmed by paparazzi or anything like that. There's no, people know the people who are famous now, like Conan O'Brien, Seth Meyers. They all wrote for SNL. Like Conan O'Brien more so because he wasn't on the cast. Like Seth Meyers was, but Conan wasn't a cast member. He just wrote for them before he was famous and had his talk show and all that stuff. So, I would love to do that. I think that's the perfect job. You make a good living. No one's bothering you, recognizing you, or anything like that. I'm a bit of an introvert, honestly. Even though people who know me and just see how outspoken I am, how much I joke around and roasting my friends and stuff, I just chill, man. Honestly, we do, if I have a Discord, voice call, VC, if you're familiar with Discord, going into a Discord VC, I like to listen sometimes. I like to just sit back, and I like being in a conversation, especially if we're talking about something I'm interested in, like sports or wrestling or just whatever. But then other times I kind of like to sit back and just, I would say people watch, but you're not watching anyone unless they have their camera on. Then you're watching like this, like, hey, what's going on? But yeah. I hope I'm not waking my son up. I'm trying to be like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I have the fucking greatest mic in the planet. I don't know how I could be waking him up. Yeah, he's fine. But yeah, snake bit. And if people ever feel that way, it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to fucking get it off your chest. I'm not saying like, let me rephrase that. I'm not saying it's okay to be snake bit or whatever, but like you feel how you feel. But the main thing is you want to, talk about it. Have a podcast, maybe talk about it. Write in a diary. Talk to your friends. Talk to yourself. I mean, honestly, you might look crazy. Do it at home by yourself. Don't go out and do it. Don't talk to yourself when you're standing in line at Chipotle wanting a fucking overpriced fucking burrito or whatever the fuck they sell over there. Yeah, just home by yourself in the bathroom. Just talk to yourself, man. I've done it a bunch of times. I've done it more times than I can actually count. He keeps moving around. I'm like, what? There's no way he's gonna wake. It's not even that late. It's not like early. It's, this is a time, like, he doesn't really wake up. And if he does, it's usually like 3 or 4 in the morning. Because he had like maybe a weird dream or something, or it could be anything. But lately he hasn't been waking up in the middle. He's been sleeping through the night, which is great. He's getting older, but he's also on summer break, and that's another thing too, which ties into the whole snake bit thing. It's in a good way, not a bad way. Because I can never be snake bit with my son. My son is the greatest thing on the planet. He's awesome. I don't want him to fall off the bed either. I don't want to show him. I don't even think if I took the camera and pointed on him, I don't even think you could see it. Just to see like how he's laying right now. All right. This might be a shorter stream than I thought. And I say stream, but this is just a podcast. I don't know what this is. Would you call this a podcast? Wait, what's that? It's a good question. We'll call it the Sleepy 6-year-old podcast. I just don't want him to fall off the bed. That's a long way down because our bed's up kind of high a little bit. All right, he's good. He's back to snoring. Anyways, yeah, snake bit. I feel like I have gaps in my podcasting career. I hope you guys could hear the snore because it's fucking loud. And it's frustrating because I know if those gaps were filled in with actual like content and the hustle that I had in the very beginning, things would be a lot different for me now. But here I am, 50 years old. I'm on a different YouTube channel because I don't remember the email and password to my old account, which is now This Is Planet Me on YouTube. So if you want to check it out, go to This Is Planet Me. And it used to be Drunk Monkey TV, but you can see some of the IRL content that I did. I was doing IRL content fucking almost 20 years ago. Now it's the most popular shit on like Twitch and Kick. Yeah, I don't even have 100 subscribers on this channel, but we're grinding. I have like 4 different podcasts. I'm probably gonna have like 2 more coming up here soon, and one of them, the one I'm doing with Sean Pittman, is the King of Queens Conversation podcast. If you're a fan of King of Queens, check that out. We did 1 episode and it's like 130, 140 views, which is good. For a debut, that's fine. I wish every podcast that I do here on my channel does at least 100 views, just to start, because that's fine. That's respectable. for, getting things together and starting, something. I have the Final Four sports program. There's good views in there because I do like looking back at older podcasts and seeing people watching them, seeing that there's views there. Overall, I like to see 40, 50 views to everything that I do, at least at minimum. Like, okay, that's fine. I don't know if it's all bots or whatever the fuck. I'm still seeing likes and getting a few subs here and there, but everything is promotion. I feel like, time to skip again. USAA, they're letting me know.
When you bundle your home and auto insurance with
Like,
USA.
Get in the military. I don't care if you're 50. Get USAA. 40, 50 views is fine. Totally fine. The main thing is promotion. And snake bit or not, you have to keep fucking hustling and grinding. That's the whole point. And it ties into my son, because my son is now home from, he's on summer break now. And he just finished kindergarten, which is awesome. And he's going to be starting up first grade in the middle of August. Which means we are now in June. It's 2 months of him being home. When I was filming all this other content recently, he wasn't home. So my girlfriend, my very hardworking girlfriend, who is currently at work right now, she's going to come home, she's going to sleep for a few hours, and then she's going to do her content outside with him on TikTok and other stuff that she films. And for like 2 hours, almost 2 hours, she's going to have him outside, so that way he's not loud inside running around. And that's a good partnership. So as snake bit as I feel, that's actually like a great, like, it's uplifting for me mentally, because she's supportive, and she's always been supportive. She's my best friend. I've known her before we were together. We've been together 9 years, and she's literally been my ride or die, like 100% through all the snake bit stuff. I know I've used that word so much, it's like fucking Pee-wee's Playhouse, fucking secret word of the day, but it's not a secret. You just hear it over and over. Just know it's the word of the day. But yeah, it's good having somebody like her on my side to fucking help me get through this, because it's frustrating being a content creator, especially for so long, whether it's off and on. I mean, I've tried so many different things, and things have worked, and then it's just like, oh, I have to move, or this happened, or this happened, and this fucking tragic thing happened, and then it's like, but I still kept going in a certain capacity. If I was working on something, I still kept going. And now we're here in a relatively stable place, not really like a lot of issues, except for my son moving around. The funny thing is that I've been in late night VCs on Discord and talked at a higher volume, and he's always slept right through it. So I've never waken him up. I just think he's just like moving around, and he can't hear anything. I have the music in my headphones. Anyways, but yeah, I just doing it for so long, and then you just get frustrated a little bit. The numbers don't look like they're supposed to look, and this whole thing is patience. Even when I was Twitch streaming, which I miss doing, and I have like really bad Wi-Fi here in this area, I'm literally using the hotspot on my iPhone to even have any type of internet, which is crazy, and it still works. Like I miss playing Fortnite on stream. I miss doing that. But I never looked at any platform like, oh, I'm gonna make a shit ton of money here. Because if you look into that when you do content, you're never gonna succeed, because you're never gonna see any real money right away outside of someone putting you on, and you get like more followers because of it, and a ready-made fan base follows you, so now you have to grow off of that, which is great. And that's how most streamers, like if you look through Twitch streams and Kick streams, or even TikTok too, but mainly Twitch and Kick, a lot of these people who have fan bases or whatever, like big example, Jack Doherty, he had Norway on constantly, and Norway basically was a guy who flew from Norway to just beat Jack up. And then there's a video of him getting there, and then Jack talked to him. They didn't fight, of course, and he basically took him in and made him like an internet streaming celebrity. Up and down relationship. I think he's still in Norway now. It's just, he was good content, but then after a while, it's like, bro, this guy's crazy. But yeah, so because he was on Jack Doherty's stream and he started streaming himself, he was making a lot of money on Kick. And that's something that, like, I guess you could say you cut the line, so to speak. Because you have, what's that guy's name? Jinxie, the guy who plays fucking that Tom Clancy game, the fucking whatever the fuck it's called, I don't know. But he was like the only one playing it, and he had like one person watching him, two people watching him for the longest time, and then he grew. Like, as far as I know, he's the only streamer that grew from nothing to being successful at that type of level. I'm sure there's other ones that have, and maybe they have 100, 200, 300 people watching them, but nowhere near his level. And that's without any type of collaborations, people putting them on or whatever. So that's one thing that you need to be there. I know if I ever had something like that happen to me, I would make sure that I fucking ran with it. Just grab that fucking ball and score that fucking touchdown. There's no world where I would ever fumble the bag like that. But unfortunately, haven't been that lucky just yet. Even with the guests that I've had people, like I've said on my old podcast, even on the newer one, Look as a Podcast, when I would interview people, I had John Brennan on, who was on the OG Real World on MTV. People know Mr. Professor Nick Harrison now, but he was on my podcast a few years back. He's also somebody who was a part of this wrestling promo league that I was a part of. I've had, different types of people on my podcast. And what's crazy is probably my most viewed was the Golden Road, who's a couple that walked from California to South Carolina, raising money for their charity. And it was like almost 300 views. So, everything is like, you have to make sure that the people you have on promote your shit too. They'll promote the people who are like the big name podcasts, but if they're just like, oh, I'm doing it for a friend, or I like you, so I'll be on, but I'm not going to talk about it on my page, then you might want to fucking look elsewhere, because I got boned on some of those guests. They were good guests, but they didn't promote for shit, and that's a lot of people. They don't promote for shit. They just fucking come on, and then they never say a word to the people, that follow them. So, there's always that. So yeah, so tying a lot of this up, there's a few things that you need is patience. Patience when you're a content creator. Now, I'm not saying I'm a new content creator. A lot of the stuff I'm doing now is new, but I've been doing it for a while. Have patience, which I have a lot of now. And I'm more of like, if things aren't working out, then I have to call like an audible, like an adjustment. Because I definitely need people on my team who promote, who look at it with the same eyes that I do, who want the same things that I want. Now, I know a lot of people will do things for fun, and at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun, and that's why I do the things I do, for fun with my friends. But I also want to fucking be really, really good at this shit. I really want to do that, because the day that I'm really good at this shit and I actually make like a decent amount of money, when I win, everybody else wins. Like, I'm the guy you see hit the lotto, I'm breaking off everybody. Like, I'm not even playing. You could use this fucking in court one day. I hit the lotto for 100 million and be like, hey man, you said you're gonna break me off. No, I didn't say that. All right. Exhibit A. You got me, man. Here's $50. I said I'd break you off. I didn't say how much I'll break you off, but I'll break you off. No, I'll definitely take care of my people. And that's the thing. I want things to work out because I want to help other people. Like, I want to help like homeless people, which I've always done. Even when I was little, my grandfather and I used to go to Skid Row on Thanksgiving and feed people out there. I did that when I lived in Alabama. I raised money, for breast cancer awareness, because my mom passed away of breast cancer when I was 12. There's a lot of things that I want to do on that side of it. I also want to, raise up money for autism, because my son has autism. So it's like, I want to do a lot, and I don't have a lot, but I know that my mom died of breast cancer. I want to help in that space. I've been homeless. Even before I met my girl, I was sleeping on a couch. I want to help people who are homeless and try to get them out of that. My son has autism. I want to help. The awareness, the understanding, just all of it, man. Like, all these things factor into commercial break that I got to skip for here, because again, if I make it, I could afford to not have ads on YouTube. But there's a lot of other things that I want to do, and being successful at this, or just using this platform to do other things, whatever makes money to make a living, man, like, straight up, I'm down. So patience, not quitting, and hoping life don't life, and you can just keep it moving. You know what I mean? Like, just, who wants to work a 9 to 5? Who wants to do that? I want to be able to fucking be around for my kid, summer break. I want my girl to not have to fucking work her ass off at, late night hours. I want her to be able to enjoy her life, and doing something like this, content creating, be fucking fantastic. You know what I mean? But yeah, we just got to keep grinding, man. We just got to be around like-minded people who see the vision, people who really want to be a part of it, and not, just look at it like, oh, well, I'm just gonna do it here and there, and I don't expect it to be big. It's just, anytime I fucking turn a camera on, I expect it to be big. I don't care if 30, 40 people watch it or one person watches it. I'm still gonna fucking do what I do. It's like when I was on Twitch. I made a little bit of money on Twitch, but nothing to write home about. Like if you're not getting a shit ton of subs, when I say a shit ton, and this is specifically for Twitch, because they take half of your shit. If you have 500 subs, that's $2,500. Rate that in half. What is that? $1,250. It's $1,250 a month. It's 500 subs. So that means you have about 500 people who watched you at random times or whatever. So you should have steady between 50 to 200 people watching you, give or take, on Twitch. That's when you're making money. That's when you're like, you can apply to be a partner, because you have to have like 75 people consistently watch you to apply. Not saying that they'll accept you. It's not a given. You can apply. I'm an affiliate on Twitch, and most I ever made, it was like less than $100. It was like $70, $80, something like that. But most of the time I always made like $50, $60, but they pay you every month. So when you break it down, if you make $50, it's like a little over $10 a week. Like, it's cool getting that. Like, you just get that Twitch money in your PayPal. It's cool, And I didn't really grind as hard because, I was working at the time, and, like I said, I have a son who has autism. So there's good days and bad days. There's days where he's just chilling on my phone in the background, or he's in another room playing with his toys, when I was streaming, because he wasn't in school at the time. And, good days. But then there's the bad days where it's like he's running around screaming, he's nonverbal, so it's a lot of gibberish talk. And it's like, yeah, I can't stream today. I can't really do a lot. I can barely work, because I work from home, I work remote, so I'm doing a lot of muting. Just, he's going crazy, I'm muting, or I go on break. But you keep going. No matter what, you just keep pushing, you figure out ways to get around it, workarounds. Like me right now. I'm doing this because I just said, you know what? Before bed, I'm going to open my diary and say random thoughts that just hit my brain while I have the camera on. Put the camera down a little bit. And he's sleeping, moving around a little bit, but he looks pretty steady right now. For the last like 10 minutes or so, he's been sleeping. And I like this music. I really hope I don't get a copyright on this one, because I don't know if that affects how many people watch, because the views that I have on the two that got hit with a copyright, my last Yappin and my last Final Four sports program last week, got hit with a copyright. They both were pretty low views for the most part. So I don't know, maybe it has no effect and just no one watch my shit. I don't know. But yeah. And this has been a surprisingly long Yappin episode. I just been yapping away like crazy this episode. But yeah, so we'll just kind of wind stuff down. Bottom line, to just kind of tie all this up in a pretty bow and send you on your way. I don't know what time you watch this, but I'm setting the vibe where it's like you're watching this at night because it's dark. I don't have a ring light in here. It's like my head. I should have wore all black, so I'd be looking like fucking what's his name? John B. Pee-wee's Playhouse. Make it like a high, make a hiney ho, and just fucking just spin around. If you're gonna do content, if you're trying to be a content creator at all, or if you're currently a content creator, my advice to you is, and this is kind of like broad advice for life too, just don't quit. If you truly love doing it, if you love turning the camera on and filming whatever you film, it doesn't really matter, whatever you film, keep doing it. Look at the views, but don't let the views deter you. Sure, you can be frustrated if no one's really watching your shit, because I get upset. That's why I don't fuck with Facebook anymore. As Facebook is like people that I know, but what's weird is the people that I know that are on Facebook don't really even post that much on Facebook anymore. Like no one's really even on Facebook for real anymore. And if they are, it's the same stuff that they post on like Instagram or Snapchat or whatever. So it's like just pointless. I was posting all the content and I was sharing just random Facebook funny things that I'd see. I'd get a like or two, but if I posted something about life, like, oh, well, I'm getting married, or I'm having another kid, or just anything like that, it's my birthday, you get all kinds of interaction. But if you post, here's some new content, check this out, radio silence. Radio fucking silent. So I made a post saying I'm not going to post anymore, and I haven't posted since then. I like people's stuff, I comment on people's stuff, but I'm fucking done with Facebook. It's a dead app. It's pointless. People who go live on Facebook outside of celebrities, you're just talking to yourself. Like you're better off streaming or going live on Instagram or somewhere, TikTok, because you're going to get more people watching you. So I don't fuck with Facebook. But never quit. Like, don't fucking focus on any of these other, like, you know, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, YouTube, whatever social media that you're on posting your content, Snapchat. Do it for the love of the game. Don't quit. Even when life's, it's going to continue to life. You're going to have peaks and valleys. And you're just going to keep fucking moving. That's how I've done it this whole time. I really have so much love for a lot of content creators who have went through a lot of shit to get where they're at, and not having like free rides or whatever. Like they just grinding from the very beginning to get to this. I wish I had that type of hustle, and I'm trying to get there. I'm not as young as I used to be, so it's a little different, but I still have that mentality, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep putting out content. If things don't work out, like I said earlier, we pivot, we call an audible, we adjust. And at the end of the day, control your own fucking peace of mind. If the shit ain't for you, it ain't for you. Don't think you're gonna get rich. Don't think you're gonna have a shit ton of fucking people watching you when you stream, because you're delusional. Have realistic expectations. When I turn on a camera on Twitch when I was streaming, I don't expect anyone to watch, because in my mind, no one needs to watch. I'm going to do the same thing, because when I'm done, I'm going to upload this shit to YouTube, and then no one will still watch. No, I'm just playing. No, bottom line is, when you stream on Twitch or Kick or whatever, look at it as you're recording a podcast. You don't have to, Worry about, there's only 2 people watching me. Who gives a shit? You're recording your podcast. Use it for other shit. Now, if you're not doing that and you're hoping for a bunch of views when you're streaming, then you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Because guess what? This is what I've told myself through the years. You're not as funny as you think you are. You're not as interesting as you think you are. And this ad is as bad as you think it is. That's why you skip it. But you got to humble yourself, man, when you do this content creation stuff. I'm just telling you, you got to do it. I've seen a lot of people in my life over the last, 10 years who've tried and failed, had ideas for a lot of different things. And I used to be the guy many moons ago that had ideas for everything and never fucking pushed the button or went through with any of the stuff. And my good buddy Chris True, he'd be the first one to tell you that, you know, I had a lot of stuff going on a while back. I've known that man for a while, and if you don't know who Chris True is, Google him. He's one of the funniest dudes I know, and he's always been an inspiration. He does a lot of work out in New Orleans. That's his home base. That's where he's from, and you know, he's a guy that I would like to I'd like to have that career. You know, a friend of mine, Jared Holmes, shout out Jared Holmes. He's always said, "Who the fuck's Chris True?" That's most people. They don't know who he is, but you Google him. He's done a lot of stuff, and he's made a good living doing what he's been doing for a while. So I'd like to have that. I want people to say, "Who the fuck is Server Area 405?" while I'm making money, living my life, enjoying the fruits of my labor. But patience, that's what it all comes down to. And that's how we're going to wrap it up. And thank you for having the patience with me today. The properly named show, Yappin. That's what I do. It's my diary. Nothing fancy, just me talking. I can easily turn on TikTok and talk on live, or Instagram, Snapchat. And if you want to follow me on any of those sites, Server Error 405 on Snapchat, and Look It's a Podcast on Instagram, and on Twitter, Look It's a Podcast, and Server Error 405 on TikTok. Those are the places to find me. And if you like this content, and if you actually watch this entire thing without skipping, comment below. Comment below. Or comment below anyways. Tell me what you think of this. Tell me what you think of this episode. Sub if you haven't subbed. Like it, please. Yeah. I think this is fun. I like doing these late night yapping sessions. I feel more relaxed. The music is relaxing me. I feel like I'm ready to go night-night now. And yes, motherfucker, I said night-night. But yeah, follow me on the socials. I'm going to have the Discord link in the description. I would love for you guys to join the Discord. We have a lot of great conversations in there. If you like just entertainment talk, like movies, like scary movies, TV shows, sports, anime, wrestling, pro wrestling, just anything. We have all kinds of stuff going on. You can post your pictures. I have a wannabe Insta channel on there. There's a lot of stuff. I try to update it. And if there's anything on my Discord server, if you're brand new and you want to see a channel like, hey, I'm into this, I'm into fly fishing or whatever the fuck, who knows what you're into. I'm into raves. Do they still have raves anymore? I don't know. I'm old. I don't know about raves. Is it called like EDM now? Is that what raves are? Raves used to be this and other EDM. Sold. Anyways, yeah. So if you want to have a channel added to the Discord server, just join up and then say, hey, server. I'm owner 405 over there, by the way. Hey, 405. Give me the EDM channel. That's what I want. Can I have an EDM channel? We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. We'll see how many people like it. See if people fuck with it. We'll keep it around. But yeah, that's where we're at, man. We're yapping. Join all the socials. All the socials will be in the description if you missed it. And we'll be doing this again sometime soon and talking about more stuff that's on my mind. Maybe I'll get into politics. Maybe I'll get into, I don't know. I could talk about anything. That's what's great about this show. It's no filter. There's no plan of what I want to talk about. This is just what came to my mind, and I ramble a bit. I'm yapping a bit, and here we are. Because I want to see everybody successful in content creation. I want to see people to never give up and keep fucking grinding for the love of the game. And I want to see people fucking win. There's enough space for everybody. We all can win. We all could be successful. But the biggest thing is, do you really support your boys like you say you do? Or you're just there? I support. I know that I do. I know that I do. So think about that one. Don't give up, guys. I love y'all. Be blessed. And we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good day. Good night. Or evening. Bye.